Today we shall be taking you to Haranhalli and we shall have a detailed look at the Someshvara temple. As we stand in front of this beautiful temple complex, a huge mandap welcomes us. This mandap has multiple pillars of square section and there is a raised platform on the right and the left. At the entrance of the portal at the bottom we find two earthen pots which are considered auspicious in the Indian tradition. As we look at the temple on the right and the left side, we find huge vegetation which has grown over time, and it clearly tells us that not much attention has been paid for the maintenance of the temple. At the top of the temple we find a huge Nandi statue, a bull, and the first look tells us that this Nandi bull has been placed at a much later stage after the construction of the temple. Haranahalli is a village in the south state of Karnataka, India. It is located in the Arsikere Taluka of the Hassan district in the state of Karnataka. Haranhalli is well known for two ornate temples built by the Hoysala Empire king. There are two mini temples or shrines made on the right and the left side, and we look at the bottom of the vase, we find very beautifully carved elephants. After climbing another 3-4 steps, we find the front door of the temple. It is a wooden door, and when we came here, this door was closed. This is the layout of the temple, and we enter the temple from the left side. As we can see, there are 3 doors for entering inside the temple. This is another look of the various walls of this temple. We can find that at the bottom there are multiple layers of different sculptures and friezes. The walls of the temple have very beautiful carvings which have been built in a typical mature Hoysala style, and these carvings remind us of the beautiful carvings at the temple at Halebidu, that is the Hoysaleshwara temple, or at the Chennakeshwar temple. However, unfortunately, as we can see, there is lot of vegetation growing all around the walls and at the top of the shikhara, and no attempt has been made to clean up this vegetation. The roots of these plants and the trees, when they grow strong, they damage the beautiful stone carvings by creating a thrust, and ultimately, if this vegetation is not cleaned in a proper time frame, the temple walls are likely to collapse. The carvings of the temple show various sculptures from the ancient Ramayana, Mahabharata, and various Purans. The famous temples are the Lakshminarasimha Temple and the Sadashiva Temple. The Sadashiva Temple is also known as the Someshvara Temple. Out of these two temples, the Lakshminarasimha Temple is well preserved, whereas the Sadashiva Temple or the Someshvara Temple is in the state of ruins. Today we shall be taking you to Haranhalli and we shall have a detailed look at the Someshvara Temple at Haranhalli. It appeared that the government agencies as well as the people of this village have left this temple to its dying fate. There are many beautiful temples in southern India and particularly in Karnataka state around the Hassan district, which are very beautiful examples of the Hoysala architecture. These temples have been able to survive for more than 800 to 900 years and now it is up to all of us to ensure that these beautiful temples survive for another 1000 years. It doesn't take much resources, time and energy to clean up the area around the temple, to clean up the vegetation which has grown on the walls of the temple and the shikhara. Haranahalli is a village in the south state of Karnataka, India. It is located in the Arsikere Taluka of the Hassan district in the state of Karnataka. Haranhalli is well known for two ornate temples built by the Hoysala Empire king Veer Narasimha II in the year 1235 AD. The famous temples are the Lakshminarasimha Temple and the Sadashiva Temple. The Sadashiva Temple is also known as the Someshvara Temple. Out of these two temples, the Lakshminarasimha Temple is well preserved. This is a video which we took from one end of the outside perimeter of the temple complex. And as we can see, this is one of the most beautiful temples. The Someshvara temple at Haranhalli is one of the two major historic Hindu temples that have survived in Haranhalli in the state of Karnataka, India. This beautiful ancient temple is dedicated to the Lord Shiva, while another temple nearby called the Lakshminarasimha Temple is few hundred meters to the west is dedicated to Lord Vishnu. Both these temples reflect a Vesara-style of Hoysala architecture and share similar designs and ideas and features, and these two temples were completed in the year 1230 AD by three wealthy brothers, Peddanna Heggade, Sovanna and Kesanna. The present temple in front of us is the Someshvara temple and is more damaged and ruined than the nearby Lakshminarasimha Temple, but its surviving art and panels from Shaivism, Vaishnavism and Shaktism are very beautiful. This temple is a three-entrance temple, square in plan, of Vesara architecture with an integrated circumambulation path on a jagati. Haranhalli, a small place, is also known as Haruvanahalli or Hiriya Somanathapura in some of the historic inscriptions. This small place is located about 35 kilometers east of the famous town of Halebidu and about 35 kilometers northeast of the city of Hassan in the state of Karnataka, India. This particular temple, the Someshvara temple, is located towards the eastern edge of the village and around 300 meters to the east of the Lakshminarasimha Temple. This temple has only one sanctum and a Vimana with superstructure, and like the Lakshminarasimha Temple nearby, this was also completed in the year 1234 AD. This temple sits on a Pallavi style of jagati or a platform which provides an circumambulation path called the Pradikshina Patha around the temple. The platform has three flights of steps, one leading to the entrance of the hall and the other to that which leads only up to the platform, thereby enhancing the visual appeal of this beautiful temple. The temple plan is a Ekakuta, that is single shrine, but when we have a look of this temple from outside, it appears to be a three-kuta or a three-shrine structure because of its beautiful architecture. The main shrine is stellar, that is star-shaped, and has complete superstructure, that is tower or shikhara, and a suknasi, that is a nose over the vestibule, which is similar to that in the Lakshminarasimha Temple nearby. The tower over the shrine and its vestibule are intact. The kalasha on the top of the tower is missing. The decorative plan of the walls of the shrines and the hall reflect the mature Hoysala style with two eaves that run around the temple. The first heavy eaves run below the superstructure and all around the temple with a projection of about half a meter. The second eaves run around the temple about a meter below the first, and in between the two eaves are the miniature decorative towers called the edicules made on pilasters. Below the second eave are the wall panels of images of various deities and their attendants in relief. Below this, at the base are 6 equal width rectangular moldings which can be called friezes. It has been our attempt to bring in public domain temples which have been forgotten and which have gone out of the public memory. This is one such temple called the Someshvara Temple at Haranahalli in the district called Hassan in the state of Karnataka. What pains us is the responsiveness of the local people towards the beautiful temples and the architecture which definitely was created by our own forefathers and ancestors. What we fail to understand is how is it that people living so close are not concerned about the deteriorating condition of these beautiful temples. It's a matter of time when this vegetation will eat away this temple and slowly the outer stones on which the carvings are there, they will start falling apart. It is a 2 to 3 days job when the local people can come together, and even without the involvement of any government agency, if they plan to do what we call Shramdan, that is a teamwork to clean up the local environment. The vegetation outside this temple can easily be cleaned, and same thing can be done for the various plants and trees which have grown on the top of this temple. The outer walls of the temples are still structurally sound, and with very little effort, the peepal tree and the bargat tree can easily be taken out from the walls. As we can see, these walls have very beautiful carvings. At the bottom we find elephants, then horses, and the third level has scrolls of floral pattern which still retain its original form in many of the panels. However, the plants and the trees, their roots have already started damaging the old sculptures and architecture of this beautiful temple. There is a department in the state government and there is a department with the central government who has the responsibility to maintain the ancient structures, that is the Archaeological Survey of India, or a similar department with the state government also. This dispassion, this non-involvement, this lack of concern towards the beautiful temples was found totally missing at this place called Haranahalli. We talk a lot about our ancient heritage and preservation of the beautiful structures created by our forefathers, but when it is time to act, none of us have adequate time to clean up the deteriorating condition of these temples. Our only aim is that through this video, if the appropriate authorities and the local people come to know about the deteriorating condition of this temple and take up the job of clearing and cleaning of this temple so that it can have a longer life, we would have achieved our goal. The overall feeling after visiting this beautiful temple was a very sad feeling. We fail to understand why things have come to this level. Why are we like this? Why we people do not have a sense of appreciation for the beautiful structures created by our own ancestors, our own forefathers. This is a question for which we have been trying to find an answer. However, unfortunately, we are still searching for the psychology behind all this. This was a small attempt from our side. I hope you would like to spread the news and the message so that this temple gets a resurrection and a new birth. Thanks for watching.